Welcome back here. And tomorrow on the program, our friend Mark Miller from the Morning Rush will be on with us. Of course, he is a Philly sports fanatic. Working on a couple of other guests. Terrence Copper's agreed to be on with us, so we just got to line up the time and make it work with T-Cop. But, of course, Terrence, one of the greats at ECU all time, and T-Cop also played for the Chiefs in his decade-long career. So we'll talk to T-Cop about the Super Bowl and the Chiefs tomorrow is the plan. Okay, let's go now. We understand that the Super Bowl is this weekend. And what we like to do, because we want there to be viewers, so we like to help along the local TV stations. Our friends at all the whenever they have the Super Bowl, we have them on the show because we want to help them along. Because, it could be tough to get viewers that night. So Fox Eastern North Carolina promises a clean stream. And speaking of clean, if you're with us on the video feed, he's looking clean. A Patrick Johnson show debut for News 12 sports anchor, Fox ENC sports anchor, Luke Schwartz. Hello, Luke. Welcome to the show.
Patrick, thanks for having me on. What an introduction. That was epic. I love it. Thank you.
Pretty good. Here we go. Never a dull moment. It looks like you're doing this from your closet, which is a little strange, but that's okay. That's all right.
I am. I've been running around today, so I got this set up in about 5 minutes, and this is what we're going with.
Here's what's crazy. Luke is old school. He always wears a coat and tie everywhere. Even on the program here, he's deciding to go with that. What does this look? Is this your thing? I don't think I've ever seen you in, like, civilian wear. You're always dressed up. I even noticed last night you had, like, a coat on, like, an outer coat, like and underneath it you could see the sports coat and the tie. It was just, it's very unique. You can pull it off, I suppose. It's become your thing.
Well, I appreciate it. I remember being in high school when I wasn't playing football, basketball, or track. I was announcing the baseball games, and I always just thought dress for success and loved the suit and tie look. And my dad got rid of all of his ties. He gave them to me because he didn't need to use them. And I've always just enjoyed the suit and tie look, and as a kid wanted to be all professional. And so I've got friends at different stations here where they'll say, I saw that Luke Schwartz guy at a game. Does he always wear a suit and tie? They're like, I used to give him slack for it at first, but it's just become his thing. So at this point, I just love wearing it. Rain or shine, doesn't matter. I'll probably be in a suit and tie.
I can confirm that Luke Schwartz does own other clothing. I saw him one time on a day in which he had not worked that day at all, and I do confirm he owns other clothes.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, it's 100 degrees or 20 degrees. Schwartz is wearing the suit, which, you got to respect the hustle with that, because that's not easy. That's the ENC weather, and that look can be a little tough. All right, let me ask you this, Luke. We wanted North to come on here to join me. I've known North for 30 years. And it was just for a chance to razz you. But he said, well, I'm going to be traveling Thursday. And I thought, traveling? So I thought maybe he's going to the Super Bowl because North's been known to turn up at a Super Bowl. He is not. He's gone on a family vacation to Disney. What the what?
Oh, man. Yeah, I know. He told me about 2 weeks ago. He said, by the way, sports is all on you for the next week and a half. I'm taking the kids and my wife to Disney World, and seeing him on a roller coaster wearing I'm Pretty Fly shirt referencing Tinkerbell is a sight that I don't think I'll ever forget. But he's off and enjoying the cool weather, and he works so hard. He deserves a break, and he'll definitely razz me when I get back, or when he gets back from his trip, for sure.
So what does this mean for the Super Bowl? I guess now, what they do in TV news, whenever the station hosts the Super Bowl, generally speaking, they bring the A-team, they parade the A-team out for the newscast afterwards. And this will be on Fox, which usually has news at 10 o'clock in the local market. So you're in for North, obviously. You're an A-teamer. But, what will you be joined by, like, the weeknight anchors? How will all that play out this weekend?
Yeah, so we will have our A-team in. Abby and Tyler will come in and anchor. Donnie will be on weather, and I'll do sports. And a while back, we had a similar thing. Can't remember what event it was, but It's not really filling in anymore. It's become Luke's the A team for sports, and so they trust me to do a good job. And because Brian anchors the morning for news and he fills in when I'm off, but really if it's a weeknight or a weekend, it's always going to be me. So the A team has Luke Schwartz on it, and Brian's great if I need him for a call or a quick question. But when they need somebody, I'm there.
Wow. Is it sports with Schwartz or Schwartz on sports? I forget. Which one is it?
Sports with Schwartz, yeah.
Sports with Schwartz. I like that you own that off the jump and didn't care. You just said, I'm doing this. This is going to be it's like the coat and tie everywhere. It's going to be my thing. Sports with Schwartz.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, you got to know you in this business, and the best thing about me is I love myself, and the brand is Sports with Schwartz, and so people are going to get what they get, and I love being able to bring sports to people, and this is the way, as the Mandalorian would say. So just keeping it Sports with Schwartz.
I like that. All right, Luke Schwartz. It's great to have him here on the Patrick Johnson Show. Fox Eastern North Carolina will have coverage of the Super Bowl 59, the Chiefs and the Eagles coming up this weekend. All right, give me your thoughts on the game, Luke. What are some things that stand out to you as we get ready for the matchup?
I just look at the game from 2 years ago. What's the biggest difference? And I think it's that running back game for the Eagles and having a Saquon Barkley in your backfield. You've seen him tear up in the playoffs and throughout the regular season, and he's got a great line in front of him. You don't see typically quarterbacks who lose their first Super Bowl come back. I think I saw a stat that the last one that came back after losing their first Super Bowl appearance was Jim Kelly with the Bills, and now Jalen Hurts. So to have him back, I think there's that redemption, that chip on their shoulder. And look, I'm all for hierarchy. I'm all for there being a three-peat in sports, but man, am I sick and tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes at the top level. So I'd love to see the Eagles swoop in, flap their wings, and be able to be crowned champions. I loved when they beat Tom Brady a few years ago with that Nick Foles Philly special. I'd love to see some trick plays too, and as little shots of Taylor Swift as absolutely possible. And I just think the Eagles have redemption on their mind, and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to put out a good game, but I think Philly squeaks this one out by about 3, maybe 7 points.
I'm the opposite of Luke. I want to see Tay-Tay.
Okay.
I want to see the Eagles kick the crap out of the Chiefs, and every time the Eagles score and run up the score, they show her in the box, and she looks like she's about to cry. That's what I want, baby.
You'll get a diet of Bradley Cooper shots if the Eagles are winning. That's what you'll get. Yeah. You'll just get a lot of Bradley Cooper.
That's the tough thing with Super Bowls. I like a good blowout, but then at the same time, I love when it's close because I grew up in Portland, Oregon. We don't have a team, so Seattle, right. I've always been a Seahawks fan. So when Seattle won against the Broncos, that was a 43-8 game. It was a blast on our side. But imagine being a Broncos fan. You've already walked out of the house and broke your TV at that point. So I hope it's a close game, kind of like it was last year between the Niners and Chiefs. But Philip, that could be cool if the Eagles just start dominating from the very first play.
I don't know. The further we've gotten along in the week, I'm feeling the Eagles. But I know a lot of people like Schwartz and the guys on the TV crew last night, and for some reason my social media feed full of Philly people. And so I'm feeling the mojo of the Philly people. I'm with the young people on this. But I don't know. I would like to. I don't mind the Chiefs and Mahomes. Now the Swift stuff is a lot much. I'll be the first to admit that. But
and this is
I wouldn't mind seeing this play out in the three-peat. I'm here for the history. So how long do you get for sports on that? Because you got to do 2 sportscasts. So how do you balance that? How do you do all that? I mean, how do they give you a little extra time on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so weekdays typically I get 3 or 3.5 minutes to run sports, and then on the weekends I can kind of push it to 4 minutes because it's usually slower. And because WCTI is owned by both Fox and ABC, we run a 10 o'clock newscast and an 11 o'clock newscast. The 10 o'clock is Fox, the 11 is ABC. So because the Super Bowl is going to be on our Fox air for WYDO, we will go live immediately after the game, and then we'll probably tape our 11 o'clock earlier in the night, depending on when the game gets done, because it's a 6:30 kickoff, and it's going to be played at least 3.5 hours. Plus, you're going to have the celebration, the interviews. This could be a almost 4.5 hour deal. So by the time our 10 o'clock would usually start, we won't be able to go on. It'll be what's called getting pushed. So we'll have to slide until that game ends. So right at like 9:30 or 10, with whatever highlights I can show, we'll tape the 11 and then go straight live after the 10, because we'll have a much bigger audience who have just watched the Super Bowl that will stick around, watch our newscast. And then if they want to re-see the highlights or a different angle, Sports with Schwartz will have you covered.
I love it. The branding, Pilkington. I love it. Sports with Schwartz.
He knows how to market himself. He's not only a talented anchor, he's a talented businessman and marketer, and it helps to be good at more than just one thing.
Yes, it does.
Hey,
all right, let me ask you this.
That was my major back in college. It was communications, and then I double majored in marketing at a little D3 on the West Coast called Whitworth University. So my dad always jokes with me, he said, Luke, if you ever got out of anchoring, I'd love to see your marketing career. But right now, if we're getting paid to talk, I'll continue to yap.
Wait a minute. What's the Syracuse thing then?
Well, so for 4 years, I went to Whitworth University in Spokane, Washington, graduated with my undergrad, and then I went to Syracuse to get my master's in broadcast and digital journalism. I was there for 13 months, graduated, took an NFL internship with a station in Charlotte in Queen City, and then heard about the job out here, and I've been here the last year and a half, so went from West Coast to up north, and now down to North Carolina.
Wow. All right.
And
this has been great. Yes. Oh, what are we doing now?
There's the Syracuse wall right there.
The Syracuse wall. There you go. Yeah. You and my guy, Ray Ramundi, Syracuse people. Jeez. He's got a light in there. Pilk, what a professional setup, this guy. And he has a whole room as a closet. This is amazing. You have that many suits. What a professional setup.
It's crazy. This is got all the helmets right here and everything. UW, ECU, Whitworth. There's the Syracuse.
Okay, there you go. There's the orange. Yeah, the orange didn't look so great against Duke last night. All right. Schwartz, have you picked out your Super Sunday outfit? We know you like to be Natalie attired. Have you already picked out the suit game for Sunday night, knowing that you'll have a bigger audience than you might normally have on a Sunday night?
Ooh, that's a great question, Patrick. No, I haven't. I'm kind of whatever speaks to me when I wake up, depending on the rain or if I smell something in the air, I'm like, you know what, let's go with a blue color or something. But, these are the choices behind me. So if you see something here and you're thinking, Luke, I want to see you in that, let me know on my Twitter, Luke W. Schwartz 33, because I never know. But if it says something to me, I'll go, you know what? I'm feeling green today. Or actually, let's wear Philly green. But actually, I can't wear green because I'm in front of a green screen. So
green screen, you'd be right. All right. I would say go bright. This is a chance for you, for somebody who's never checked out Sports with Schwartz. I would say go colorful and bright. That would be just my suggestion for what it's worth.
I'm going to do it. Hey, I'm going to listen. Patrick Johnson and ECU and Greenville legend. I'm going to do it. I got you.
I'll give Schwartz credit. The reason I like Schwartz is because every time I'm covering something that he's at, he comes up and gets a shot at me, Pilkington. So I'm on the TV news on the sports, and I got to give Schwartz credit for that.
Yeah, he likes you, unlike me and Madison, who just dogged you yesterday. This is why you like having Schwartz on. He's actually nice to you.
He is nice to me, and he'll be back on the show. Schwartz, will you come back on the show at some point?
Oh, absolutely. I'm super thrilled and super humbled to be on here, and really appreciate you guys for thinking of me. And I know Brian's always first choice because, man, that guy is entertaining. But even be brought up in the conversation and to have the opportunity to be on here, I super appreciate it. And you both do such a great job on here, and always look forward to whoever you have as your guests. And whenever I'm driving down, I'm listening to you guys, and then if I'm near Richlands, it turns into like the Hispanic channel, and then I start to hear a cut into Patrick Johnson's voice, and then some tasty music.
I've been told I look Hispanic sometimes, so I think I think it's a mesh. It's a mesh up. a mosh-up, whatever the kids say. It's a
Hey,
collaborative. It's a collab. All right, Schwartz, great to talk to you. Don't forget, it is the Super Bowl on Fox Eastern Carolina, and after the game and after all the coverage, Sports with Schwartz for Fox News on Sunday night. All right, Luke, thank you very much. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Hey, Patrick, Philip, thank you guys so much for taking the time. Appreciate you guys. Go Phillies on Sunday.